The better we become at realizing the resources we already have access to, the more effectively we can utilize them to our advantage. In a world that socializes us to focus on lack, I challenge you to be cognizant of all that you have. It's going to outweigh what you lack every time. Hey everybody, it's Eric, your favorite YouTuber. And this week I want to discuss awareness as it pertains to the resources that we have access to. Now this video was inspired by my dad. During one of our many conversations, he told me that he never asked God for money, something that I can't say for myself. And instead he elected to ask for things such as wisdom and knowledge. When he said this, it immediately reminded me of the story of Abraham, his wife Sarah, and her servant Hagar. Sarah was barren. However, she wanted nothing more than to have a child. This is when she gave Hagar, her servant, to Abraham, her husband, in hopes that they would make a baby together so that her and Abraham could raise the baby as though it were their own. Abraham agreed and had a baby with Hagar named Ishmael. However, according to God's promise, Abraham and Sarah will go on to have their own child named Isaac. And after some time, Sarah noticed Ishmael mocking Isaac, and this caused Sarah to tell Abraham to kick out Hagar and her son Ishmael. Upon being kicked out, they were left to wander the wilderness with nothing but bread and a skin bottle of water that was now empty. It was then when Hagar actually hid her son under some bushes because she did not want to watch him pass away. She began to weep, but while she was weeping, her son Ishmael was praying as he was taught to do by his father. Because of this, God's voice spoke to Hagar, saying, "What's the matter with you, Hagar? Do not be afraid, for God has heard the voice of the boy there where he is. Get up. Lift the boy and take hold of him with your hand, for I will make him a great nation." Following this, her eyes were opened, and she saw a well of water right in front of her. So instead of being focused on lack, she was now focused on God's abundance. As highlighted by this precept, as highlighted by the conversation with my dad, God has already given us the physical as well as intellectual resources that we require to do great things. The better we become at realizing the resources we already have access to, the more effectively we can utilize them to our advantage. In a world that socializes us to focus on lack, I challenge you to be cognizant of all that you have. It's going to outweigh what you lack every time. You have everything you need to get started. Whether you want to start working out, whether you want to begin a new business venture, or whether you want to build your knowledge in a certain space, God has given everything you need. Trust in Him. And I hope you guys derive some value from this video. Thank you guys for watching, liking, and subscribing. God has a purpose for your life. Thank you for allowing me to make my contribution.